Hey guys, so I've just jumped into vlogging pretty much with 2 feet. It's something I really don't know much about and I'm just having a go. Being the beginning of 2017, it's January, I work in retail, so retail over December is crazy, so I don't get any quiet time. So January is pretty much my quiet time to just kind of sit back, reflect on the year that was, and plan for 2017. So I haven't really been pumping out too much content. And one of my recent friends, Eddie, thank you so much for your support, man. He's kind of been a little bit of a mentor in my vlogging and pushing me to post more content a bit more frequently. And he actually messaged me the other day and it's like, hey, when's your next video coming out? I didn't have an answer. I've just been planning a lot of things, and to be honest, it probably wasn't going to be till like early February. I'm planning a few shoots for, and that's still a couple of weeks away. So basically he's come in and said, listen, you don't need to just vlog about cars. People want to know about you and your life. So I'm not sure if you do. I'm not sure if you want to know about me, but I thought I'd start this one with how I got into cars. Basically, when I was 4, my mum met my stepdad. He was a mechanic. His brother was a mechanic. My pop was a mechanic, and they're all around cars. My stepdad had a Tirana, so back in the day we all used to pile in and go for a Sunday drive. So I'm used to getting into a classic car on Sunday and going for a drive somewhere. We'd all pile into the back seats and front seats forward, kids in, and off we go. We even used to drive 5 hours to Wagga Wagga to visit family down there. And there we used to drive paddock bashes around, endless land. Again, growing up, I wasn't quite a country girl. I wasn't a city girl either. I was a little bit in between where we had a bit of land and always had something motorized to play with, whether that be ride on lawnmowers while we're out mowing the lawn, earning our pocket money, or motorbikes. So I used to ride motorbikes when I was younger. Again, heading out to Mudgee, school holidays, we'd go for a motorbike ride. And paddock bashes for those overseas too. I mentioned to a guy once who wanted to know how to get into drifting and all that, and I'm like, just go get yourself a paddock basher, go to a mate's place and run amok. And he's like, what the hell is a paddock basher? So here in Australia, that's where I'm from, guys, Sydney, Australia. Jasmine, 25 years of age, yeah, born, bred here. But yeah, so we call them paddock bashers. They're pretty much just a vehicle that you have on property that you drive around and run amok. They're not registered. Kids learn to drive them when they're like 10, 12. Your parents teach you to drive in them. You go herd the cattle, or it's just to check on, I don't know, all your farm animals, check on your fences, drive from one end of the property to the other, or just literally go run amok in the paddocks. But so yeah, something motorized has always been in my life at some point in time. It's been one of those things that my stepdad also used to race back in the day, so I used to see his trophies up on the wall in the office and would always question. He had a few article clippings. My neighbour, so when I was, God, I think I would have been about 10, we moved in next to Trevor. Now, Trevor was a motor maniac. If it had a motor in it, he had it. Whether it be bikes, boats, buggies, he went through every phase possible. And one phase when I kind of hit the 12-year-old mark was sprint cars. So we used to go out to the local racetrack and support him, and my stepdad, being the mechanic, used to be his mechanic, and we'd be up in the stands jumping for joy, screaming like, go Trevor! So it's something motorsports has always been in and a part of my life. Then I guess growing up, you get older. One day I was out with my dad on a job and this Skyline just comes ripping past us. I still remember it today. It was a yellow R34 and it's just gone past, and I've just literally, oh my god, what is that? I've looked at dad, eyes like I've just seen a ghost. I wanted one. So the running joke all while I was growing up, and like, oh, when you get your L's, we'll get you a Skyline, we'll get you a Skyline. I since found out that they were going to actually get me an R31 Skyline. Why didn't they? I probably would have hated at that point in time, driving it to school with everybody's Mirages and all their little bubble cars, and I'm turning up in this like grandpa spec R31. But I would have learned to drive. I would have learned to drive a lot quicker. But no, so that's how I kind of grew up to like Skylines and imports. And of course, I was right at the age when Fast and Furious came out. So Fast and Furious, yeah, as lame as it might sound, really ignited my passion for cars. Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, the music, I love techno, cars, and I became interested in guys. So that was quite a pinnacle moment for me. Then 16, when I met Ash. We've been together 10 years this year, so that's pretty cool. But still heavily influenced and able to be influenced. I met him. He actually had a Mark 1 Escort, still does, and drove that every now and then to work. Then when I've come up to his place and gone to his mate's place, all his mates had nice cars. So it's something, they didn't have daily drivers, and I was lucky enough to grow up in that age in Australia where they weren't so strict. Police didn't impound your cars. If you take off from a set of lights here now these days too quick and a police officer thinks that you were drag racing, or what do they call it, like, I don't know, harshly accelerating or whatever they want to call it, they will impound your car and heavily fine you, and you could even lose your license for hooning. There was no such thing as hooning when I first got my license and was hanging out with Ash and his mates. So they all had fast cars. We used to go on cruises. They used to turn up here. They'd have burnouts out the front. Like, out the front of our place was nicknamed Rubber Hill. And that's just because you couldn't turn up and you couldn't leave without doing a skid. So that's just the way it was. I'm going to be checking the time. So for some reason my SLR only does 10-minute intervals. So if it cuts out and goes weird and I have to try and like mash blend it, that's why. Because my SLR is shit and I haven't worked out how to make it go longer than 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on the time and make sure I'm not talking to a camera that's not actually recording. But so yeah, I actually remember my first experience in a turbocharged car. Ash's mate Adrian had an RX2. He's turned up and they're like, get in, go for a run, take Jazz for a run. So I've jumped in this car. We've gone around the block and we've gone down the road. He stood on it. I've just lit up and looked straight at him like, holy shit. I was like, whoa, this thing's fast. Then it hit boost. I still remember the moment now. Like, I came back, I was silent. I was speechless. The running jokes began every party, anyone that had a fast car. It was, oh, Jazz got in the car and she was scared before it even hit boost. Like, holy shit. That was another pinnacle moment of just, I like fast cars. It was a rotary. God, everybody loves a rotary. Well, you should love a rotary. I will own an RX3 one day. And yeah, it went, it stopped, it handled, and it was just presented beautifully. And a lot of Ash's mates' cars were presented very, very nicely. So yeah, growing up with them, Ash rallying, so that kind of got me into the motorsport side of things. I turned up to his rally events just as his little cheerleader. I used to watch him like race. I used to stand on certain corners and take photos with my little shitty camera. And then eventually he purchased me my first SLR alongside with all my family put together. And that's when I started to develop skills in photography, and I really enjoyed capturing cars. I enjoyed capturing the dust flying off them. I enjoyed capturing the attitude. And at that age, I was like 17, I learnt to predict cars and what they were going to do. And from that age of trying to predict and capture what they were going to do, I also wanted to be in that car driving it. And being able to watch that from the outside, it's something I've always felt I've been able to control from the inside. And I really enjoy driving cars. I used to drive down this one particular road, all through my L's, all through my P's, and it's just winding through bends, up and over hills, down and around hairpins. And yeah, I really learnt to push a car here. I went from an all-wheel drive to a front-wheel drive, and then eventually to my rear-wheel drive. So this particular road, I learnt 3 drive lines, and I learnt how each of the cars handled and excelled. And I'm going to get bombarded by a dog, aren't I? But that's okay, because the video is probably nearly up. So I'm probably going to have to check the camera and make sure that the video has not stopped recording. And you're going to leave me alone, aren't you? Yes. Okay, dog gone, because all he's going to do is lick me. But, so as I say, so yeah, I used to drive this one particular road. I learned all 3 drive lines. I actually learnt the weights of the car. I really pushed myself, and because I had driven this road, I also drove it when it was 90 k's per hour, and then it got put down to 80 k's an hour, a safer speed. So of course when a road's 90 kilometers per hour, and being on my L's and P's, you sat around the 100 mark. That's just given, maybe even a bit more. So I really got to learn these roads, and that's something that really sparked something inside. I can't really explain it, but I enjoy the way a car handles. I enjoy being able to predict a car, and I enjoy being able to predict speeds and the weight and the inertia of the car through corners. I'm not really a straight line girl. I couldn't care less about dragging cars. I don't care how fast a car goes. I'm all about torque, and in a weird way, owning a turbo car, it's something I found from driving Ash's Mark 1, which is NA and is a worked 2-litre Pinto, to then going back to my Turbo Silvia SR20. The torque difference is crazy. Like, you put your foot down, you just go. You put your foot down in my car, you've got to like count to 3, quick, put your mascara on, and then alright, hold on. So I appreciate the 2 cars a lot. I like turbocharged cars, but I do think I'm a kind of V8 NA kind of girl, or just a worked torquey motor, which one day I'll have, whether I do it to my own Escort or I get something later, because God knows my car collection is going to be huge one day. So I'll have my rotary, I'll have my NA, I'll have my turbo, and yeah, it's just one of those things. I know I'm going to have a good car collection, and to be able to kind of feed all my tastes. But no, so with the photography kind of thing, I never really did photography to get likes. Back when I started photography in 2008 was when I really started to push it. I went to events, I took photos, and I sent them straight to the drivers. It was their day. It wasn't my day. Like, I'm not making someone else's event about me. I'm not going there, and I never posted my stuff on social media. Like, Facebook wasn't really a big thing. You didn't post what you were doing. You didn't tell the world, oh my god, I did this, look at me, look at my photos. No, Facebook was kind of a way of connecting with people, and then it kind of became very selfish and very, look at me, look what I did, look at this, look at that. But no, my photos made it into monthly newsletters. They made it to websites. They were used for advertising the next event. And I just went, and everybody kind of got to know me and know that if I was going to be there, they were going to get cool photos from the day. And that's the way it was. I never did it for money. I never did it for attention. I just did it because I loved it. And I wish I could still do it now because I love it. But unfortunately, bills need to be paid. The bank calls, Optus call. You got to move out, you got to grow up, and you got to buy a better gear. So I've gone through, this is my 3rd camera now that's filming like this video, and that all costs money. The microphone sitting on top, that costs money. The tripod it's standing on. So unfortunately, you do have to get to the point where, hey, look at my photos, I'm really good, I'm a great photographer, pay for me, like, and that's just the way it becomes. Then it becomes a competition. Then you have to compete with everybody to then get the work, to then be paid. Otherwise, you're stuck working a 9-to-5 job every day and trying to pursue a hobby and something you enjoy to become a career. So I'm still caught up in that balance at the moment. I'm trying to turn my passion, like it is a serious passion, into a career. And I still don't know if I'm doing the thing, like if I'm still doing everything right. I still don't know. if I want to turn my passion into a career? Do I want to get to the point where my photos becomes my work? I hate editing. I learned to take photos straight off the camera and take them well. That's something I really have spent many years trying to perfect. I hate editing, I hate Photoshop, and I hate sitting there for like hours upon hours after an event having to edit your photos to put them online. But again, trying to compete with everybody else, you have to. It's just something you're kind of forced to do, otherwise you're considered an amateur, which sucks. But now, all in all, my whole life has been surrounded by cars. It's been surrounded by wheels. Like, I've got the BMX behind me here. I kind of got on that 2 years ago now. I've had about 12 months off. But no, I enjoy life. I enjoy cars. I enjoy boats, fishing. We used to play golf. Like, I got down to a handicap of like nearly 4 to try and join a Pennants team and then play golf professionally, but not having the money or the family to support me behind that kind of died in the ass too. And I'm just hoping photography doesn't die in the ass for me. I hope I don't just keep trying and then get to a point where I give up. So the biggest thing now is support those that really support you. Work out who has passion, who's doing it for the love, and who's doing it for the likes. Support those who do it for the love. Support those that go out to an event, spend hours and hours and hours and hours in the sun or heat or rain or whatever that may be, go home, smash out edit after edit after edit, and then throw up a couple of 100 photos. Support that person. There's plenty of us. But then there's also a lot of support going to that person and those people that turn up from the middle of the day to kind of just after lunch. They take a few photos, they know the key photos they need to get, they go home, they edit those key photos and they push them out there and everybody goes crazy. Where us hard-working, dedicated, passionate people are getting left behind. But we keep going. We're going to keep doing it because we love it. And I'm going on 8 years now doing this. I've watched photographers come and go. I've watched photographers set up businesses and I think, dude, your photos are epic. You're going to go a long way. Like, people walk in and they're already better than me. I praise them. Like, holy shit, some of the photographers out there have skills I have not seen before. But they all die in the ass because they have to work full-time jobs. They all die in the ass because they don't get the support that's deserved. So yeah, like, photography and cars is and has been my life and probably always will be. That's why I started vlogging. I started filming and doing a whole new approach to take you and to show you the passion that lives within. To show you I'm not just here to look good in front of a car and, oh my god, I like cars. No, like, I'm here because I want to be. I'm going to film, photograph and write about the car as best I can. I might not know everything. I might not be the best photographer ever. I might not even be the best filmer ever. I might just be talking smack and you might be bored and have already turned off by now. But I'm trying, and that's the biggest thing I want to get through is I'm trying. There's a lot of us out there trying, and this is who I am. I'm Jazz. I like cars. I don't know why, it's just been part of my life for a long time. And will I like cars for life? Hell yes. I'm going to have a mad car collection with a big shed, and I might have a little bed and kitchen in the corner. That would be perfect for me. Absolutely perfect for me. I couldn't think of anything better. But I'm just going to check the camera again because I'm pretty much near the end, but hopefully I haven't spoken for the last 5 minutes and it's not been recording, so give me 2 seconds. Now we're good. So the camera's still recording, so I just refreshed it. I don't really have too much more to say. I don't want to bore the crap out of you. I don't even want this video to be too long, so I may even chop and change it and cut some shit out because I might have rambled on too much. But I thought I'd just let you in on who I am, what created me, why I like cars, yeah, I have no idea. But no, so thanks to Eddie, you've kind of really opened my eyes up to not just vlogging cars and not just doing tours on cars. I'm going to learn 180s on the BMX tomorrow. I was going to this afternoon, but that's probably going to be tomorrow now, so I might take you along with that. I'm not too sure yet. I still feel weird filming everything I do. We might take you for a golf game one day. I'll talk you through the cars that we've actually owned. Excuse me. Ash and I, between the two of us, have owned 11 cars. So I might go run through them and talk you through those. And I might even do a vlog on who I want to be. So now you know who I am. But yeah, so who I want to be, where I want to go, and what I want to achieve in my life of trying to be a media personality or an automotive photojournalist. That's a really posh title, hey? I like that one. So yeah, I'll talk you guys through that and see where I want to go. See the path before me. Thanks for watching. If anybody's stuck around for this long, I'll try for them not to be this long. I don't know how long this video has actually gone, but thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and I hope you guys enjoy the content that I've got for you this year. It's a really exciting year. There's a lot going on, a lot of crazy, a lot of traveling, there's a lot of events, there's a lot of shoots I've booked in. It's just all got to come together. Then I want to try and release some clothing for you guys. A lot of people are asking for me to do something with my Be Unique brand, but I don't know, again, that takes time, that takes money. I'm working full time, I'm trying to vlog, write, take photos, and also find some me time and ride my bike and go for a game of golf and yeah, hang out with Ash because he's my husband. We've got to chill out sometimes. And yeah, so thank you for the support. Sorry if I go quiet, sorry if things get hectic, sorry if my videos end up too long, but I hope you've enjoyed what I've got to talk about. And yeah, stay tuned for what's coming for 2017. It can only get better.